Hi everyone, welcome to another video, and today, as you will have seen from the title and the thumbnail, I've got a box of stories unboxing. I have mentioned it a few times on my channel and I will say it again, I'm not sponsored or anything like that. I'm just a genuine subscriber. I get a box from them every 4 months, so I think it's about 3 times a year, so it's not really that often. But again, the link to their website will be down below. And yeah, so I don't think I need to tell you what Box of Stories is again, because I mentioned it so many times. But let's open it. I haven't opened it yet, so it's going to be my genuine reaction to every book in there. I'm always so excited about these ones because it's always the books that I've never heard of before, but they're supposedly great books. So let's see. Whoa, this time they've added some shredded paper, I guess. That never was the case before. I can see this time I've got 2 hardbacks. That's so exciting. The first one I can see here is what does that even say? I've got absolutely zero idea. But the author is Dan Abnett. I have never ever seen this book in my entire life. Oh, it says on the inside it's Triumph. Definitely did not get that from the cover. Okay, intrigued. And apparently it's a fantasy book according to the back. So let's read what this one is about. It is the year 2010 and Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth XXX sits upon the throne of the Anglo-Hispanic Empire. Fueled by alchemy and superstition, the Elizabethan era has endured unchallenged for almost 450 years. But now a shadowy conspiracy threatens to bring it to a violent end. Unfortunately for roguish adventurer Sir Rupert Triumph, lately fallen from favour at court, he makes the perfect scapegoat. If Triumph is to uncover the plot, save the Queen, and clear his name, he'll need all his wit, skill and charm, and every tool in his magical cortesous. No idea what that means, sorry. Even the nail buffer. From the madcap mind of multi-million selling author Dan Abnett comes a furious maelstrom of incredible sword fights, wild invention and truly awful puns. Must admit I'm intrigued. It says it's a fantasy book, but it almost feels like a fantasy book in like an alternative reality or something, because it's genuinely Queen Elizabeth XXX. I'm guessing that is 30th. I have no idea what to think about it. It sounds interesting, and I'm definitely excited to try it one day for sure. So yeah, this book I think was published in 2009, so it's quite far back, but that's also the point of these box of stories, because they always put things in there that have been sort of looked over but supposedly really good books, so I'm excited. Next one I've got here is The Silence by Tim Lebon. I do not like the cover, but it looks like a film cover. Apparently it's a Netflix film. I don't think I've seen it, but I would definitely think it's a sci-fi. Oh, it actually says it's horror. I don't remember being subscribed to horror, but sure, why not? I'm definitely not against it. So, in the darkness of an underground cave system, blind creatures hunt by sound. Then there is light, there are voices, and they feed. Swarming from their prison, the creatures thrive and destroy. To scream, even to whisper, is to summon death. Death for many years, Ally knows how to live in silence. Now it is her family's only chance of survival. To leave their home, to shun others, to find a remote haven where they can sit it out the plague. But will it ever end? And what kind of world will be left? So I guess it's a little bit sci-fi-ish because my box is supposedly sci-fi and fantasy. But this one clearly on the back says horror, which does sound rather like it. I'm definitely excited for this one. I do think I'm going to enjoy this one because it ticks the boxes. It's like creepy, and I feel like that's going to be so suspenseful and great. So I'm excited. When was this published? Okay, it looks like this book was published in 2019. Okay, I'm definitely excited for this one for sure. Then we've got Daughter from the Dark by Marina and Sergei Dyachenko. Ooh, there's that on the cover. And it says a dazzling display of Russian magical realism. That's a bit unexpected. Is that a fantasy? I highly doubt it, but we'll see. Nothing exciting underneath, but that's fine. Oh, the spine is pretty though. I kind of do like the cover though. I think it's kind of pretty. Okay, let's read what this one is about, because it does not look like a fantasy, but I could be wrong. When late night radio DJ Aspirin stumbles across 10-year-old Aliona, he takes her home to keep her safe. But in the morning, sinister doubts set in. Who is she really? A young con artist, a plant for a nefarious blackmailer? Or perhaps a long-lost daughter Aspirin never knew existed? Whoever this mysterious girl is, she now refuses to leave. A game of cat and mouse has begun. Claiming that she's a musical prodigy, Aliona insists she must play a complicated violin piece to find her brother. Confused and wary, Aspirin knows one thing. He wants her out of his apartment and his life. Yet every attempt to get rid of her is thwarted by an unusual protector. Her toy bear is more than it seems. Aliona tells Aspirin that if he will just allow her to do her work, she'll leave him and this world. He can then return to the shallow life he led before her. But as outside forces begin to coalesce, threatening to finally separate them, Aspirin makes a startling discovery about himself and this ethereal, eerie child. Okay, I don't know whether that is a fantasy book, because from this, I'm confused. I mean, I'm definitely intrigued by it. It says it's magical realism, and I don't read books like that very often, so I'm actually quite excited because I don't know what I actually think of the genre. So that's quite interesting. Definitely interesting. I'm intrigued. It's definitely, I would say, an unusual book for me to have or read, but I'm genuinely excited for this one because of just to like see what this book brings in general. That would be interesting to know. And then the other hardcover book is what's the title? What is the title? I guess In This World Perfection is Everything by Christina Dalcher. I again have never seen this book in my life. What genre is it? I think it's a sci-fi, because she's the author of Fox or whatever you can say, but I think it's a sci-fi. Never seen this book in my life. Or is it called Q? I've got no idea. I'm so confused. No, I think the title is Q. Yeah, even the spine says Q. Is it like a sequel? I have no idea. I'm so confused. Okay, In This World Perfection is Everything. Elena Fairchild is a teacher at one of the state's new elite schools. Her daughters are exactly like her, beautiful, ambitious and perfect. A good thing, since the recent mandate that swept the country is all about perfection. Now everyone must undergo routine tests for their quota Q, and any children who don't measure up are placed into new government schools. Instead, teachers can focus on the gifted. Elena tells herself it's not about eugenics, not really, but when one of her daughters scores lower than expected and is taken away, she intentionally fails her own test to go with her. But what Elena discovers is far more terrifying than she ever imagined. Ooh, there's little cues in there. And it's a slightly different colour to what I expected underneath. Okay, well, I must say I'm quite intrigued by this one again, and it does sound like a rather sci-fi-ish thing, a bit like, what's it called, dystopia or whatever. I'm genuinely excited for this one. It sounds rather interesting, and I don't read a lot of books like this again, so I'm so excited for this one, honestly. Well, I think, to be honest, this might be one of my favourite boxes that I've ever got from them, because it's all different like genres, I guess. So we've got a fantasy, we've got horror, I guess it's sci-fi horror maybe, we've got magical realism, and we've got a sci-fi, which, okay, I'm just slightly surprised. If you see my reaction, I'm just slightly surprised because it's supposed to be sci-fi fantasy. Not that I mind any of these, they sound great, but this one is horror and this one's magical realism. So I'm confused how that fits into the categories, but I'm definitely okay with it. I'm super excited for The Silence and Daughter from the Dark and Q. And this one I'm less sure about, but I'm definitely willing to give it a go whenever I get to it. But the cover is intriguing somehow. I don't know what it is about it, but it intrigues me, you know. If I had to choose which one I'm more excited about, I think it'd be, I'm not sure, The Silence maybe? So yay, these are the 4 recent additions to my TBR, and I'm super excited for all 4 of them. Genuinely, I'm very excited. So yeah, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you for watching. Bye!